Today we're going to demonstrate the Picture Exchange Communication System, known as Pecs. Pecs is a useful tool to help students, children, and adults that have limited functional communication skills. And so what we're going to do today is we're going to demonstrate that use of Pecs, which can be used for different purposes, such as requesting help, rejecting help, asking for a break, asking for additional assistance in whatever the person may need. One of the benefits to a Pecs board, as we can see here, is it's very low tech. So you don't need to purchase an expensive device. It can be something as simple as cardstock that is laminated. And there's several components here. You have the I want, and then you have the different objects. So for example, I have a student here that's going to demonstrate if something that they may want. So if you can go ahead and if you were asking for something. So you can see here, it's very simple Velcro. And with the Velcro, what the student is able to do is just kind of post what they are requesting or manding. And so when the student does that, the student requested Play-Doh in this case. So for example, when we're also doing a long period of work, the student can request, how would you request if you wanted a break or something else? So simply removing the picture, and then they take the picture from their board and they place it in the other area. So for I want. Now, what's interesting about Pecs is it comes in 6 stages or phases, and those phases are very discrete, and they are also on a continuous level. That way, the students are able to begin with phase 1, for example, when they're just learning to exchange single pictures. So, for example, here when the student was asking for a break, they could just hold up and give me break time. When they're asking to exchange pictures or icons for a desired item, like we just showed with manding, which would be, when the student was requesting Play-Doh, they simply took the picture and put it on their board, the Pecs board, and they were able to show that to us. And then what we can see with phase 3 is they're taught to discriminate with different icons. So for example, with this board, you can now see that the student has a few icons, specifically 6, they're able now to discriminate in. So they are now in phase 3. We can increase that to teach them how to expand the request to communicate using full sentences. I want, I hope, I would like, etc. We can also then have them use to answer questions with the Pecs icons, and they can expand it to use it to make comments and ask questions using Pecs. So Pecs, as you can see, is a very useful tool that can be used for a variety of purposes. So for example, I'll give you one last opportunity to see this in action. Let's say this is a loud space and the student needs to have either a break or they want headphones to kind of alleviate that noise for them. So what they would do is they would simply take the picture from the Pecs board and they would then place it in I want, and then the student would receive what they demanded or requested, in this case would be headphones. I hope this was useful for you. It's a very useful tool, especially, like I said, for students that are really struggling with accumulating functional language. And one of the things to really keep in mind here is some people are skeptical about Pecs, the Picture Exchange Communication System, because they think that it makes it so that the students don't begin speaking, when the opposite is true. Evidence-based research shows, and that's one of the things we focus on working with students with autism, that using Pecs does actually help students not only acquire functional communication using the pictures or Pecs board, but also begin spontaneously acquiring verbal spoken speech. Again, I hope this was useful, and good luck in learning Pecs.